Okay. Hey guys. So basically, I'm really excited today, because Sims 4 is coming out soon, and today at 3 there's like some sort of conference, a video game conference where they explain, I guess, some stuff about it, and there's the release date that comes out today. So yes, and the game is going to be so beautiful because all the graphics are different, and it's so much easier to make characters and that kind of thing, and the sliders are really easy. And yeah, so I've been texting Alexis and Willpower all morning, because the three of us are just kind of in a fit of joy waiting for this video, or this live video. I'm not sure what it is actually, but it's at 3. So yeah, and that's all I'm going to say about that, because there are only 3 of us who actually care. And the rest of you guys, I guess I'll tell a story too. So yesterday, I went to my second cousin's 65th birthday, and that was really nice. It was in our old house, because we moved out freshman year, so that was nice to see that again. They did a lot of work on the backyard, so now there's like this gorgeous backyard that we missed out on, but you know. And that was really fun. I met a lot of cousins. I re-met a lot of other people because they had known me when I was little, but that doesn't mean that I know them. So it was kind of awkward. So like, oh my god, Mariah, I saw you when you were 2. And I was like, oh, that's great. Hi, who are you? And yeah, so, you know, that was, that was okay. The party was fun though. But the ride back home was where the story gets interesting. So the subway and the buses in Manhattan and New York City are great, and I love them. And public transport is very nice, and I'm happy that they're there. But there are a lot of people on those buses and trains who can be there because it's public, but maybe shouldn't be there because they are disruptive and crazy and somewhat harmful, I would say. And of course, like they don't. I've never been in an experience where they've acted out that harm, but they've come close. And so last night, around 7:30 maybe, we got on the train. Me and my mom and my cousin Laurel, and I sat down in a seat that was right next to one of these. Well, there was a group of men, and one of them was sitting on a pile of crates with a huge bag in front of him, and he was talking rather loudly to his friend, and that's not unusual, so like, okay, you know what, whatever, I'll just sit down. And then I started listening to the conversation. I mean, not like eavesdropping, but they were very loud. I was right next to them, so, and the rest of the car could hear the conversation. And the guy sitting next to me was talking about his experience in the military, I guess. And he was talking about how his grandfather was he was African American, by the way, the guy sitting next to me. And he said that his grandfather was in the Tuskegee Airmen, which was the really famous all African American Air Force team that my grandfather was also in. So I looked at my mom and I was like, oh mom, like, huh, isn't that a coincidence? And so we talked about that, and that was fine. And then it kind of went on to, I'm paraphrasing here, the things I've seen, man, oh, the things I've seen. And he kind of went on to talk about, like, these horrible experiences. I mean, he didn't go into detail, but he alluded to having seen some things that were unfortunate, and that was all relatively normal. Like, I'm okay with all of that. And then it got into these people all come up here, like, from other countries, and they try to blow us up, they try to kill us. Well, I think that America should just take a couple of nukes and destroy everyone. We should go to all these countries and just kill everyone there. Like, well, they deserve it, blah, blah, blah. If we kill all of them, they can be sorted out in heaven by God, and they'll go to hell and all that stuff. And that was kind of more radical than the previous conversation. And he swore a lot, and he was very loud, and At one point, a guy came on the train, like, selling DVDs, which is, of course, the most normal thing ever, to sell illegal copies of DVDs on the subway. I mean, you know, although it does happen, like, all the time. So, I was being sarcastic, but not really when I said that it's... I don't know. But he came to sell DVDs, and he was Asian. And he asked, like, he, you know, just came on, like, I don't want a DVD. You know, ironically, they had Maleficent, which I want to see next week, in theaters, not on the illegal DVD. But the guy sitting next to me, the very loud, boisterous one, looked at the guy and glared and said, "It's people like you." He didn't go into detail, but like, if you listened to the past conversation, you would kind of figure out what he was saying. And then he patted his bag, the bag in front of him, which was like a black bag that you couldn't see through, and he says, I'm ready for this." And then he went on, after the guy left the train car, the man selling DVDs, he went on to talk about how everyone should have a gun on them at all times, and how he was ready, and he started patting his bag again. And at that point, I was kind of like, you know what? I'm not comfortable with this. I'm sitting right next to him. He's basically yelling in my ear about how he may or may not be carrying armed weapons. He's not right in the head. And yeah, he's kind of violent. So I'm looking at my mom, who's sitting to my left, along with my cousin, and I'm kind of just staring at her, making her look at my, like, you know, mentally willing her to look at me, so I can kind of signal that I would like to switch cars, because I don't want to switch seats, because that would be bad, because if I don't want to draw any attention to myself or them, but if we got out of the car, the train car, we were getting off the stop, and then switch cars, he would never know, and we'd be fine, and that'd be a brilliant idea. And I've done that before with people on the car who I don't want to be around. Like, I'll just switch cars. So it works. But she did not understand what I was saying. So she mouthed it. She was like, "Oh, do you want to..." I was like, no, stop, no. Don't make any movement. Don't make any noise. Stop right there. Stop. 'Cause, yeah, I didn't want to be the person he asked what was wrong, because I don't know. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna see if I can text my mom and Laurel in like a group text, see if I can just signal that way. And then I was like, oh, it's a great idea. But then I remember that we were underground on the train, and then I had no signal, so I was like, well, that doesn't work. And then I actually resorted to thinking if I could just figure out Morse code to let them know that we should leave. And then finally, the guy and his friend stood up to get off of the train, and I literally was just like, oh, thank you so much, because I had been very on edge the entire time. And then he was about to get off the train, the guy, and he decided to turn back and shout at the top of his lungs to the entire car, "You ain't seen the last of me." And then he left, but it was right in my ear, because I was sitting next to him. So he basically shouted in my ear, "You ain't seen the last of me," whatever he said. And I jumped, because I was not expecting that. And my mom actually started laughing, and I was like, this is not funny. And she didn't care, because she was like, oh, that's not the worst I've seen on a train car, whatever. But I was on edge for the rest of the train ride, because I was running on adrenaline at that point, but it was like bad adrenaline, because it made me feel really unhinged, to the point where a couple of minutes later, the train jerked, and I fell backwards in my seat, and I flinched, because I wasn't expecting the back of the seat. I don't know. So that was fun. And then we got off the train and took a bus home from that. And that was nice, because nothing happened. And then I got home, and I stayed up a little later reading, and then I went to bed. So, yay! Trains. And, like, I mean, there's been funny stuff that happens on trains, that I think I've told you guys before, just some stories. And yeah, so, New York City, crazy people, trains, and buses. If you visit, I promise that I'll figure out a way to make sure that you are not harmed on a train or a bus while in my care, I don't think it'll happen, but I'm just going to put the disclaimer out there that there are people who can do whatever they want, and part of that means... Oh, hello? Oh, ooh, oh my god. Okay, YouTube is back. I don't know what happened there. I think I'm still recording now. But disclaimer, there are people in New York who can do whatever they want, and so that involves going on public transportation while stoned, or while peeing their pants, or, you know, just not being mentally stable. So that was it. It is 2:50, so it's almost 3, so yay, Sims, the video, I'm really excited, I'm so excited. Okay, that's it. Oh, this is 10 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna stop, because I don't want to make this too long. But, yeah, so, yay.